Good morning, Miss Huppert. Thank you for coming to the Hilton Hotel today. I'm Woodrow WILSON, the Director of Food and Beverage. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Good morning, Mr. Wilson. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to meet you as well. The Hilton has a wonderful reputation, so I'm very happy to be here.
Please, make yourself comfortable. Did you have any trouble finding the hotel or the executive office?
Not at all, thank you. The directions were very clear, and your front desk team was extremely helpful in pointing me in the right direction.
Excellent. To begin, let me tell you a little about what we are looking for. We need a catering manager who can oversee all our catering operations, from intimate VIP dinners to large-scale conferences and weddings. We pride ourselves on delivering flawless, memorable experiences, and our catering team is central to that. Does this align with your understanding of the role?
Absolutely, Mr. Wilson. My understanding is exactly that. It's about creating a seamless and luxurious experience for the guest, ensuring every detail, from the menu to the service, reflects the high standards of the Hilton brand.
Wonderful. Let's start with your background. Can you describe your experience as a catering manager for us? Please use simple examples.
Of course. In my last role, I was responsible for all catering for a large hotel. I managed a team of about 40 people, including chefs, servers, and supervisors. My main jobs were to plan menus with clients, manage the budget for each event, and make sure everything ran perfectly on the day. For example, I recently managed a 300-person corporate gala where we had to completely change the menu just 3 days before due to a VIP guest's dietary needs. We handled it smoothly, and the client was very happy.
That's a good example. How big were the largest teams you have managed, and how did you ensure they worked well together?
The largest team I managed was for a New Year's Eve gala for 500 guests. I had a team of over 50 staff. To make sure everyone worked well together, I believe in clear and simple communication. Before any big event, I hold a short team meeting, what we call a briefing, where I clearly explain everyone's role, the timeline, and what the client expects. I make sure everyone knows who to go to if they have a problem.
Menu planning is a big part of this job. How do you handle menu planning for different types of events, like a business lunch versus a wedding?
It always starts with the client. For a business lunch, the focus is on efficiency and simplicity. The menu needs to be delicious, but easy to serve quickly so people can get back to their meetings. For a wedding, it's more emotional. I ask clients about their story, their favorite foods, and their vision. We talk about seasonal ingredients and how the food will look in photos. It's about balancing their dreams with what's practical for the kitchen to prepare perfectly for a large number of guests.
A 5-star hotel like ours has very high standards. How do you ensure the food and service quality is always top-notch, even during a very busy, high-pressure event?
Preparation is everything. Before the event, I walk through the entire plan with the kitchen and service team. During the event, I'm not in my office. I'm on the floor. I'm constantly but quietly watching, checking that food is going out on time, that plates are presented beautifully, and that guests look happy. If I see a small problem, like a table that hasn't been offered a drink, I can quietly guide a server to fix it before it becomes a big issue. Staying calm myself helps the whole team stay calm.
Food safety is non-negotiable. How do you ensure your team follows all hygiene and safety rules?
I believe food safety is about education and habit, not just rules. I make sure all new staff get thorough training on things like correct food storage, temperatures, and hand washing. We also do regular, unannounced spot checks in the kitchen and buffet areas. I try to create an environment where my team feels comfortable pointing out a safety issue to me or anyone else, without fear of getting in trouble. It's everyone's responsibility.
You will have to manage a budget. Can you tell me how you would control costs for a large event without lowering our high standards?
Yes. First, it starts with smart menu planning. I work with the chef to suggest dishes that use similar ingredients, which reduces waste. Second, I build good relationships with our approved suppliers. This helps us get better prices, especially for high-quality seasonal items. Finally, I track all costs carefully, from food to staffing hours. This way, I can see if we are going over budget early and make small adjustments, rather than having a big problem at the end.
What is your process for planning the timeline of an event to make sure everything happens on time, from the first course to the last speech?
I create a detailed run sheet or timeline for every event. It's a minute-by-minute plan. It says exactly when the kitchen starts plating, when service starts, and when each course should finish. I share this with the kitchen head chef and the service lead. During the event, we have quick check-ins. For example, after the main course is served, I'll speak to the chef to confirm the timing for dessert, making sure it doesn't clash with any speeches or presentations happening in the room.
Motivating a team, especially during a long wedding or a late-night event, can be tough. How do you keep your team's energy and morale high?
I believe in leading by example. If the team sees me working hard, staying positive, and helping where I can, even if it's just pouring a glass of water, they will do the same. I also make sure to praise them publicly during the event. A simple "great job" on that table, everyone looks very happy, goes a long way. After a big event, I thank the team personally and try to organize a small gesture, like having some snacks waiting for them after the cleanup.
Sometimes, you will have to manage multiple events happening at the same time in different parts of the hotel. How do you handle that?
I would rely on my team. I would make sure I have strong supervisors in each event location. My job becomes overseeing the big picture. I would give each supervisor a clear plan for their event and my phone number. I would move between the events, checking in, but I trust my supervisors to handle the minute-by-minute details. Good communication between all of us is the key to making sure nothing falls through the cracks.
Tell me about a time a team member wasn't performing well. How did you handle it?
I had a server who was new and seemed very nervous, which was affecting his service. Instead of criticizing him in front of others, I took him aside for a quiet moment and said, "I can see you are working really hard. Is everything okay?" He admitted he was unsure about the proper way to serve the wine. I spent 5 minutes showing him the correct technique. By the end of the night, he was much more confident. I believe in giving people the support they need to improve, not just pointing out the problem.
How would you handle a situation where a client complains, for example, that the main course is cold?
My first step is always to listen and apologize sincerely. I would say, "I am so sorry to hear that, Mr. Smith. Let me fix this for you immediately." I would personally remove the plate, inform the kitchen chef of the issue, and have a fresh, hot meal prepared as quickly as possible. While they are waiting, I might offer a complimentary glass of wine or an apology from the manager. The goal is to show the client that their concern is my top priority.
What if a client calls you just 2 hours before their event and wants to add 20 more guests? How would you respond?
I would stay calm and positive. I would say, "Of course, we can try to accommodate that for you. Let me check with our operations team right now and call you back in 5 minutes." Then, I would quickly speak to the kitchen about food availability and the banquet team about tables and chairs. If we can do it, great. If not, I would call the client back with an honest answer and perhaps offer an alternative, like a slightly different menu or a different seating arrangement. Honesty and quick action build trust.
Have you ever had a situation where you had to say no to a client's request? How did you manage it?
Yes. A client once asked for a very elaborate seafood display that we knew, based on our suppliers, would not be fresh or safe by the time of their evening event. I explained this to the client, not as a no, but as a way to protect their guests and their event. I said, "My main concern is that your guests have a wonderful and safe experience. For an evening event, I'm worried this seafood might not be at its best. Could I suggest this beautiful, fresh alternative instead?" I offered a solution, not just a rejection.
Sometimes things go wrong that are out of our control, like a supplier failing to deliver an important ingredient. How would you handle this?
The first rule is, don't panic. I would immediately get with the head chef. We would look at the menu and figure out a suitable replacement using ingredients we have in-house or can get quickly from another local supplier. Then, I would inform the client. I would explain the situation honestly and present the alternative, reassuring them that the quality and taste will be just as wonderful. The key is to act fast, work with the chef, and communicate clearly with the client.
How do you stay updated with new trends in food and catering? For example, new dietary trends or creative presentation styles?
I love this part of the job. I read industry magazines and websites. I also make a point to visit new restaurants in the city to see what they are doing. When I travel, I observe hotel breakfast buffets and service styles. I also listen carefully to clients. When they ask for something new, like a specific plant-based option or a unique food station, I research it and see if we can incorporate it into our offerings. It keeps our menus fresh and exciting.
The Hilton brand is all about creating memorable experiences. Can you give me an idea for a small, creative touch that could make a corporate coffee break feel more special in Hilton?
Instead of just having standard cookies and muffins, we could create a small mini dessert station. We could have tiny shot glasses with things like a chocolate mousse or a fresh fruit parfait. We could also offer a flavored water station with cucumber, mint, and lemon, alongside the usual coffee and tea. It's a simple, elegant touch that feels more luxurious and thoughtful than a standard break.
Why are you interested in leaving your current position to join the Hilton Hotel specifically?
The Hilton brand represents the pinnacle of quality and service in the hospitality industry. I have always admired the consistent level of excellence across Hilton properties. For me, this isn't just a job change. It's a career move to an organization where I can learn from the best and contribute to that legacy of excellence. I want to be part of a team that sets the standard for luxury.
We work long and often irregular hours in this business. Weekends and holidays are our busiest times. How do you maintain a healthy balance so you don't burn out?
I understand the demands of the industry completely. For me, the key is to be fully present when I am at work and fully present when I am off. Because I love what I do, the long hours during a big event don't feel like a burden. To recharge, I make sure my time off is protected. I use it to disconnect, spend time with family and friends, and do things I enjoy, like cooking at home or going for a long walk. This helps me come back to work with high energy.
And finally, Ms. Huppert, in 1 or 2 sentences, why should we hire you as our next catering manager?
You should hire me because I have the proven experience to manage complex operations. But more importantly, I have a genuine passion for creating joy for our guests through food and service. I am a calm, organized leader who will uphold the Hilton's prestigious reputation and inspire my team to deliver flawless, memorable events every single time.
Well, Isabelle, you've given us a very clear picture of your excellent experience and skills. Before we wrap up, I always like to turn the tables. Do you have any questions for me about the role, the team, or Hilton in general?
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. I do, actually. I've really enjoyed learning about your vision. Could you tell me a little more about the team I would be collaborating with most closely, such as the executive chef and the banquet operations manager?
A very good question. You would be working hand in hand with our executive chef, a true artist who is also very grounded in operations. And our banquet manager has been with Hilton for over 15 years. His institutional knowledge is incredible. They are both true professionals who believe in teamwork and supporting each other to achieve the best result for our guests.
That's wonderful to hear. A strong, collaborative relationship there is so important for success. It sounds like a fantastic team environment. I have one more, if that's all right. Looking ahead, how does Hilton support the professional growth and development of its catering managers? What might a career path look like?
I'm glad you asked. Hilton is a global company that is deeply committed to promoting from within. We have extensive leadership training programs. Success in the catering manager role here could absolutely lead to opportunities as a senior catering manager, director of catering, and with the right experience and drive, even a position like mine as Director of Food and Beverage, potentially at this hotel or another prestigious Hilton property worldwide.
Thank you for explaining that. It's very encouraging to know the organization invests in its people and offers such clear pathways for growth. It's one of the things that makes Hilton so attractive.
It has been a genuine pleasure speaking with you today, Isabelle. Your experience is impressive, and your approach to leadership and problem solving is exactly what we value here.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. I've truly appreciated this conversation. It's given me a great feeling for the professionalism and warmth of the team here, and it has made me even more excited about the possibility of joining Hilton.
We have a few more conversations scheduled this week, but we will be in touch by early next week. What is the best email or phone number to reach you?
The best way is through my mobile, which is on my CV, or you can always reach me by email. I'm very easily accessible.
Perfect. Thank you again for your time, Isabelle. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and please enjoy the beautiful weather we're having.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wilson. It was a pleasure meeting you. I hope you have a lovely day as well. Goodbye.